Hi everyone, Karen here from Holistic Essentials Therapy and Consulting, bringing to you this week's forecast and insights for Monday the 24th of June through to Sunday the 30th of June 2019. I see so often in the work that I do women who come to me with an underlying feeling of not being good enough. Particularly in my readings that I do, the people that come, they're excited, but also they're afraid. And what I have found and what I have discovered is that fear that they have is that they have the belief within them on some level that they're just not good. And so their fear when they come for a reading is that I might see that, or the universe might see that, or the angelic or spirit will validate to them that we will see their wrongness as well. And in my experience and in my personal journey, especially over the last 6 years, I have really come to know and understand that none of us are bad. It is just the conditionings, the beliefs that we take along the way, whether that's from our spiritual upbringing or what our parents told us, or kids on the playground, the words that they said to us, or our teachers. And then that just continues to get validated throughout our lives. And it has become one of my greatest passions to assist women in recognizing and finding their own self-worth, to be able to feel good in their own skin, to understand that they are loved in such an amazing way by the universe, life, the divine, and your own soul self adores you for the life that you're living at this moment in time. In my self-discovery sessions, there is always in my findings and working with women, the judgments that we have constantly about not doing a good enough job, not being a good enough mum, not being a good enough partner, and even just not feeling okay in your own skin. There's this awful feeling that you have inside of yourself that something's wrong, but you just don't know what it is. Or perhaps you aren't happy in the situation that you're in, but there's just the fear of making some form of a choice, the fear that that choice might be wrong, prevents you from being able to take a step forward in your life. And so it's just the vicious cycle that you continue to go around, not being happy, too afraid to move forward, too afraid to take a step here or a step there, because the fear of the unknown is so great. And also within that fear is the lack of belief in your ability to make a choice, to take a step forward into doing something else, or even being able to decide what it is that you actually really do want. There are so many options available to us all out there at this time. And so, we're bombarded constantly by images and media and ads on the TV of what, if you purchase this thing, it'll make you happy. If you do this thing, it'll make you happy. If you have this thing, it'll make you happy. If you look a particular way, it will make you happy. And so we believe at a fundamental level that we're flawed. And okay, none of us are perfect. What is perfect anyway? I'm far from perfect. I make mistakes all the time. I don't always have my shit together, but I have within me now an endless toolbox filled with resources and strengths and tools that I can tap into and take out depending on where I'm at in that moment. But it has been a long journey for me of self-acceptance and self-love, and it's a journey that I still continue. And what if we're just all perfect in our imperfect ways anyway? Who's to say that the way that you are right now is not right? And if you're happy in how you are right now, then that's perfect for you. But if there is that continuous sense of unhappiness, of not really feeling like you fit in, I used to have this continuous churning of anxiety in my belly. I wouldn't have really labeled it as anxiety. It was just this churning, like it was constant, like I was running a marathon constantly. And I was always like on edge and in fear. And yes, I still experience that today, but not to the level that I used to. And now I become aware of it so much earlier. You know, I will come to my meditation practice, and meditation has been so instrumental in my healing journey. And sometimes I can come to my practice and it will be a half an hour or an hour. I built myself up to that. Please don't judge yourself on that. I started out with 5 minutes morning and night. This has been a progression. But even sometimes today, I can sit in my practice and there will just be continuous mental mind activity. And that's okay, because the mind is doing its job. What meditation allows you the space to recognize is that you are having thoughts. And what are those thoughts? And how are those thoughts serving you? And what tools and actions can you put into place to prevent those thoughts from sending you into a spiraling nosedive? And what I have come to know and understand about meditation is every person's practice is perfect for exactly where you are in that moment. And no two practices will ever be the same. And that means no two people's practices will be the same. And none of your practices will be the same, because each time that you come to sit in meditation, you're bringing to that practice all that you are in that moment. And that's going to be different from the one before and the one to come. What I love about Ascension Reiki healing is that it allows your nervous system to calm down. It allows for you to calm, to take a time out. And as your nervous system relaxes and calms down, it allows for you to be more open to receiving the healing available to you at that time. And so because this has come up for me in the last week or so with the beautiful women I've been working with, I really wanted to set the intention this week with the cards and asking the beautiful angelic realm, spirit and the universe, and of course our hearts, to reveal to us what it is that we all need for this coming week in order for us to experience and tap into a sense of okayness. So that is my intention for you all for this week, and for myself, because I am not immune to experiencing any of this in any way whatsoever. So for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, I love this. The beautiful Saint Germain, such a gorgeous card, such a gorgeous energy. Excuse me. And Saint Germain really brings in the energy of the violet flame. So karma releasing. Move beyond drama, create your own path, make room for good energy. This is so powerful. When we become caught up in the situations of people around us, and it's so easy to do. You know, we can start talking about our own situations, or other people will share with you their situations. And then it's just our natural reaction to give our opinion, and then to become invested in what is happening in that situation, what is the outcome. And so we find ourselves being drawn into situations that really aren't helping us in feeling good about ourselves. It's not helping us to draw that beautiful energy, of loving energy of the universe to us, because in that moment we're cutting ourselves off. And so create your own path. You can make the choice to say only good things about people. You can make the choice, and my mother used to say this all the time, if you don't have something good to say about somebody, don't say anything at all. And I just think that's such good advice. You're also being asked to remember that you are more than that drama. You are more than that situation. And the karma releasing is letting go of the past. As you continue to tell that story over and over again to yourself or to other people, then what you are in fact doing, because the subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between what's real or imagined, in that moment what you're doing is you are placing your body, your physiology, and your energy right back into that situation. So over and over again you're reliving it, but your subconscious mind thinks you're still there. And so you're actually not giving yourself an opportunity to release yourself from the situations around you. The way to release yourself from those situations is to recognize that we are all doing the very best that we can with who we are, with our level of consciousness, with the resources that we have available to us. And underneath every single drama, there is a light of the divine that resides within every single human being. The soul of every single person that you interact with is, sending intuition and sending messages to help guide them and awaken them. And perhaps the situation that they're finding themselves in is part of their awakening process. It's a way of cracking open their hearts and allowing them time to grow. But if we get caught up in continuously telling the same story, then the growth is stunted. So the message as well from Saint Germain is that you have within you all of the ability to receive healing. And I feel very much that he's sending healing through this transmission to all of you at this time. And the message also is we all make mistakes, but they're not really failures or mistakes. What they are jewels of opportunity for growth. And so you're being asked to give yourself a break. I say this so often, I can't go back to the person that I was at 32 and change my choices and change my decisions and take different pathways. I can't walk another road than what I've already walked, because I would still be this same person then who I was. I don't have the luxury of bringing to that 32-year-old me what I've learned now. So I have to give her a break and to recognize that she did the best that she could. And in all honesty, if we would go back to who we were at that time, we wouldn't do anything differently, because that's part of our path. And so part of your releasing karma is to give you a break and let yourself off the hook. And just recognize that, okay, at that time you look at that now and think, I did the wrong thing, I made a wrong choice, or I made a bad choice, or whatever it may be in the judgment that you may be having of yourself right now. But really, what I know to be sure is that all of the choices that we make actually lead us to where we are. They make us who we are. I would not be able to energetically help all of the people that I help right now if I had not gone through such a critical time in my life. It was traumatic and it was hard and it was difficult. And we've all been through that. But I can look at that and go, wow, I would be so limited in who I would be able to share my learnings with if they weren't so intense. And so perhaps yours is, you may not have decided the right relationship for you. Or you may not have decided that you were better off in another job. It could be anything that where you are now is as a result of all of those choices that you are judging yourself on. And so just allow yourself to be okay with who you are now and embrace who you were then. And there's more than one time in my life. I'm sure there's more than one in yours. And so each of those decisions and actions, I can't go back and change, and neither can you. But what you can do is recognize that you did the best that you could, and that makes you the wonderful human being that you are today. So for Wednesday and Thursday, fantastic. Oh, that would be Thursday and Friday. Holy Amethyst, Divine Alchemy. She is just beautiful. And I've asked for this to be healing. And as an Ascension Reiki Master Teacher, I teach working with the violet rays, the violet flame. The violet rays are so powerful. And so you can see that this beautiful violet energy is coming through in this for you all today. And so the Holy Amethyst is divine alchemy. So move beyond current challenges and focus on what you desire. This is a theme for you. Move beyond drama, create your own path. Move beyond current challenges, focus on what you desire. This is so powerful, and making room for good energy. So the Holy Amethyst is asking us to move beyond our current challenges. And while we're in a challenge, that can seem very difficult to do. It can seem very difficult to be able to have another idea of what else to do. We may not be able to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And so what you're being asked to do in order to move beyond this is to first accept, okay, this is where I'm at. This is who I am. This is where I'm at. This is the situation I'm in right now. Can I physically change this? Now, if the answer to that is no, not at this time, then how can you find acceptance in where you're at? Because it's in the acceptance. Because when we're resisting a situation or a place or person, there is that internal conflict, and resistance is fear. And when we're in fear, we're not always able to receive the guidance or the insights that's coming to us. And if you're watching this, you're all intuitive and highly sensitive on some level. And so as you move into acceptance, it's almost like surrendering. And as you surrender to your higher power, whatever that may be for you, as you surrender to that and as you accept where you're at, that is actually where the clearest insight will come to you, that will reveal to you what it is what action you may need to take to move forward. Focusing on what you do desire. So many of us really, we get so pissed off, don't we? Life's not going well. Everything's gone pear-shaped. Our relationships might be not flowing the way that we like. Our kids might be causing us, they might be going through dramas themselves. Our boss is being an ass, or our colleagues that we work with aren't pulling their weight. There's always something, perhaps we don't have the money to pay our bills, or we can't, we don't have freedom. And so as we focus our attention on what's not working in our lives energetically, that is what we are creating more of. And so you can really call on the beautiful energy of Saint Germain to assist you in releasing and letting go of the drama and the situations around you, and removing that attachment to it. You can call on the beautiful energy of Holy Amethyst to ask her to assist you in shifting your attention to what you do desire. And when you do focus your attention to that, really allow an image to come to your mind and see in your mind clearly how that would look to you. And then allow the sounds. What would you hear? What would other people be saying? What would you be saying to yourself? And then how would that make you feel? And when you have all of those concepts, when you have that feeling of it, when you have what you're going to be saying to yourself, what others are going to be saying around you, and when you have that image of what that looks like, then place that into the hands of the beautiful Holy Amethyst and say, thank you, Holy Amethyst, for co-creating this dream and this desire with me. I now place it in your hands, and so it is. And you can do that as many times as you need. It's the unattaching from the outcome that actually creates the fastest pathway for you to be able to receive what it is that you're asking for. Saturday and Sunday, Holy Mother, Absolutely love Mother Mary. She is so beautiful. Love and peace. Let go of the need to be right. Choose peace. Mother healing is possible at this time. And what I really feel as we go into how we can feel better about ourselves, and how we can shift our own energy and our own vibration, it just makes perfect sense that, you know, we all like to be right, especially if it's something that we believe in. But in that moment, what we're doing is we're creating internal conflict within ourselves, and that is in fact sending your nervous system to high alert and activating your fight or flight response. Because then there becomes the belief that you're under attack. In order to defend, the mind or the ego mind first needs to have the belief that you are actually under attack. And A Course in Miracles teaches us that it's not for us to actually point out to another person that they're wrong. And they may very well be. However, if somebody is being harmed or hurt, then absolutely you need to follow that through, and you need to notify the local authorities or whatever community services that you have. This is more about our everyday today life and how we function within that. And so choosing peace, let that be your mantra. I choose peace. Because even if we prove ourselves right, what is that really doing? What is that really bringing about to us? Is it changing a situation? And the need to be right really comes from the ego mind, because when you're in that heart-centered space, when you're connected to your heart and your soul, the soul just accepts, okay, well, that's that person's point of view, and that's okay. And I'm entitled to my point of view, and I don't need to be changing somebody else's point of view in order to know that I'm okay to feel and think the way that I do. Choosing peace, I choose peace. Just let that be your mantra in any situation where you feel that internal conflict. I choose peace. And mother healing is possible at this time. So many of us, you know, are blessed to have amazing mothers, and some of us aren't. And some of us have struggled with our mothers throughout our lives. And perhaps some of those feelings of not being good enough or being bad has come from that space. And so when you call on the energy of Mother Mary, and you ask her to assist you in releasing and healing and being able to see people for who they really are. Because when somebody's fighting against you, they're also coming from fear. And they also are needing to be validated and heard in that moment. But so often we fight and argue for our own beliefs that we're not good enough. And somebody will tell us we're good enough, and we'll give them all of the reasons why we're not. And so you're being asked to write a list of all of the things in your life that you've done well, of all of your successes and accomplishments, no matter how big or how small. To write down what all of your values are and what's important to you and what's your integrity. And this will help you to recognize that you are a beautiful individual. You are a beautiful mother, father, brother, sister, aunt, uncle, daughter, partner, wife, whatever that may be. But just be okay with who you are in this moment. Because in the moment that you accept and acknowledge that you're doing the best that you can, that is when greater growth can actually occur for you. So as always, I hope that these messages have served you well. Thank you so, so much for joining me and for listening. I love your messages every week. Thank you. And as always, please be kind and gentle with yourself, because you are worth it. You are a divine expression of the universe. And even though you may not always see that, others around you do. And the divine certainly does. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. So much love to you all. Namaste. Blessed be. Thank you. Bye.